Hello, you. Welcome to Geekism, and welcome back to Fairview Lake. And I'm kind of welcoming myself back to this as well. It's been a little while since we've been in Planet Coaster, longer still since we've been in Fairview Lake, which is our challenge mode park where we look after currency and power and all that sort of stuff, and still try and build something nice. And more importantly, we do it all in real time, so no time lapses here. Well, occasional time lapses here. For the most part, we try and do it as is. You can see the process my little brain goes through. So the last couple of videos we were working over here in a sort of western themed area with the roller coaster Gold Rush. It is open now. People are very slowly making their way over to it, I suppose. But I'm not going to work over there today. I don't want to sort of tie myself down to a real heavy theme right now, because honestly I haven't played the game for a few weeks over Christmas and haven't been in this park for a while and haven't really built sort of on camera for a little while, so I want to kind of ease myself in gently. And the way I'm going to do that is by coming all the way back down here, and we have our little emporium here, so I thought we would build something on the other side to sort of begin to cap off the main street here. And it's not going to be much of a main street, but yes, we definitely want a few more buildings around here, so we're going to do something on the corner here to sort of replicate, so it's a mirror the emporium here. Most likely another gift store, honestly, but you know that this is the sort of thing we're going to be working on. So we'll pause so we get some of the music going. We like the music in the game, and then we're going to start off with some wall pieces. So we did sort of batten wall over here, and I think maybe a brick build on the other side might be good, but we'll go for painted brick, I think, because I quite like the sort of washed out lakeside type vibe we've got going here. So there is a pretty nice painted brick wall in the game, so we're going to start with that. It's this one. It's very stark white right now, but I think we can make it work. So let's have a look. Yeah, I think that's fine. But we're going to bring... Oh, it's not actually stark white. It's actually already a little cream. But I think we want to come bring it down a little bit more and maybe even bring it into like a blue colour. I think that might be pretty good. But let's have a look at the other brick options. Because even though that is painted brick, a lot of the other brick is recolorable. I'm wondering whether the new townhouse brick might be good if we can bring that down. We do have two options for that. So it's one that has a slight darkening. We can add a bit more colour to it. See, I quite like that. I just think the grouse is a little deep for what we're going for. I think we'll stick with the painted brick. Okay. All right. So I think what we're going to do is have I can't remember any of the buttons. This is wild. I'm going to have an entrance on an angle similar to this, but smaller, basically. And I think we're going to bring all of this up, but not that far. So we'll... is there a way we can... Oh my word, why can't I remember what we're doing? Grid height, there we go. Is 2 clicks going to be enough? No, let's take one more. Not going to be enough. Yes, there we go. So we have this at the front, and this will act as a sort of tower of sorts. But I think that's probably going to be too tall. Let's see. Well, comparatively that's actually about right, but I think we don't do all of the height with the brickwork. We probably have a roof on it. So let's go back to painted and just use one of the thinner walls. There we go. Let's see that. Let's have a look. Yep, that's much more like it. Okay, and then roof-wise, again, normally in a sort of full playthrough I would custom roof this, but I think here we're probably better off trying to use oh, it's over here. Trying to use something in-game. I think this one's probably too big. I mean, I guess it's this one. This one is very Roller Coaster Tycoon 1. I feel like I feel like these these roofs are synonymous with the sort of entrance and exit plazas of the original games, the original Roller Coaster Tycoon games. But I think we can make it work here. I think part of the issue is this very, very red roof, and actually, if we just bring that down into a nice sort of bluey, grey, tealy kind of colour, I think that actually works quite well. It's perhaps a little big, the whole thing. I wonder if we can just bring it down a shy. Let's see where it sits with the heads. Oh yeah, I do think we can bring it down quite a bit, actually. Let's go there. And then it kind of lines up height-wise with the other one, and the chaeroplane still sits sort of majestically between the two. And really, this is the view that matters. This is the sort of, as you come through, what you're going to see. So yeah, I think that's actually fine. And it looks a little bulky right now, but I think once we get in there with some other bits and bobs, it'll be fine. So I'm going to duplicate this, and we're going to knock it off the grid. And then we're going to come in and rotate it so it lines up there. That's good. And then we'll decide how far this comes out, which I don't think has to be much, just enough for some windows. So I think it's probably there. And then we'll come into that grid and duplicate it that way. That's good. And then we are going to take that all the way down, but I don't want to do that just because of the possibility for windows. So we'll split that one off and then come in, and then here we just honestly kind of have to just judge this so it's about right on either side. Let's have a look. So I think that's pretty good, maybe a little bit more. There we go. We could probably use something to measure these, but I think for now that's probably fine. Come in there. Okay, happy with that. All right. Okay, so we'll come back into this one, and we need a nice sort of wood, like a panel. Let's see if panel brings us up anything good. If not, we're probably going to have to do this by hand with planks. Yeah. I think we come in with planks and just do it ourselves with this sort of stuff. So do here. Whoops. Yeah, that's fine. Go nice and big with this. To there. And take it down to, let's see, we don't want to go too close to head height. Like, we need a little bit of room above that. In fact, I think all of this might be a little low now, honestly. Let's go in with these. A little much, and we can always break the roof off and do it separately, but for now I don't mind that. Okay, so let's go back into here and we'll make this so let's going from there then. What do we think is a nice color? Do we go duck? What did we use over here? I think we used similar kind of colors here, didn't we? Like teals and stuff, which I'm absolutely fine with carrying over. Yeah, that was all teal. So I think we'll go similar here with this duck blue, and I think that'll look real swell. All right, bring that around there. Okay, so I am very aware that this is probably the first video a lot of you are watching from me in 2026. So I do wish you all a happy new year. Hope you had a good festive period. There has been some stuff on the channel already, but to ease myself back into sort of content creation, I did some non-Planet Coaster stuff because honestly it's just easier to produce the more sort of traditional Let's Play stuff. I had a lot of fun with this. Some good stuff. Some demos out there at the moment. I really enjoyed one called Monastery, which was like a monk 'em up. You play a group of monks, and you have to figure out their daily lives and their daily bread, I guess. making honey and mead and putting on mass and stuff. I don't know, it's good fun. Something a bit different. The reason I mention it is because it impressed me. It was definitely more engaging than I perhaps expected it to be. So that was good fun. We'll take this all the way down, but I understand a lot of you are sort of here for the Planko, and that's cool. Glad to be back to it. Obviously had some meander files coming out over Christmas, around Christmas time. Which is like the sort of halfway episodes on Meanderville, although there's actually been more of them than sort of proper Meanderville episodes now. I made a bit of a rod for my own back with the Meanderville stuff. It was it's a lot of work, but yeah, hopefully Meanderville episode 3 coming soon. Definitely been sort of toiling away on that in the background. All right, so we'll take these down here. There we go, and flip that around. There we are. And I would like to get back to Planquantica because they added that new wave sim in the toy box update as well, and that's kind of perfect for us there. So I thought we might try and do that as well. All right. So what I want to do here, I mean, really, all of that I've just done can come up to here and be used again. Let's see. I actually think that's fine. This stuff and this stuff comes down this way a bit. Let's just see. Let's just stand back. We're looking at all that. It's always worth just breaking off from what you're doing, having a look around. Yep, don't mind any of that. That's fine. And again, here normally would probably do custom windows, but I think for a real-time playthrough, some of the in-game ones are pretty solid. I just never remember where they are because we don't use them much. Decorations, windows, and then we're not looking for plank windows. There's one from, I think it was from Western. It's got a real nice arch top to it. We also have this toy box one that's actually pretty solid. Let's put that over there just as a possible, because the one I'm looking for is a bit thinner. Yes, this one is the one I was going for, which I think I do prefer. I don't hate this, and I think if we brought that down into the color scheme we're working with, because with this one we would probably do that there and keep this as the lighter brick. It's basically white. It's tricky. They both have their merits. This one's a lot more sort of smooth and rounded. This is a Planet Coaster 1 port, so it's a little more... it's not pixelated. I don't know what the word is really. It just has a lower sort of resolution. But I actually don't mind either of them. Maybe a combination of the two is what's needed. Let's go here. Let's hold that onto there. I was originally thinking this would have a clock face on it, but honestly, I think that as a nice big window actually works pretty well. Maybe even make it go a bit bigger. There we go. Just make sure it's past there. And I wonder if then we can stick a canopy on it. No, canopy's not the right word. What do they call them? I can never remember what they call these things, but it's these. Awning. That's it. So we come up here for an awning, and actually we're going to use that one that we've got over there because I think it's the right one for this. Yeah, I actually quite like that. Obviously we'll bring it into a colour palette we're happy with. Yeah, I think that's good. I think actually what we need to do though is break this off into a secondary colour. I'm thinking a nice orange would actually really make that pop. And then we'll bring in a little bit of that orange elsewhere as well. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this. And here, I'm going to bring that awning back at a better scale. If I can, let's see. Got a little silly around the round bit there. Let's see. No, I think that's okay. And the other thing, when trying to do a building in the space of about an hour, you kind of have to just settle on something. Okay, window-wise, maybe... No, I think maybe actually... How small do these go? I think actually what should happen is that sits inside that thing. Actually, I mean, that looks much better. Really sort of decides on a scale for us, though, doesn't it? Do I hate that? I don't think I hate that. It's definitely better than that. Yeah, I think maybe we can work with this. I don't think we can do this sort of thing. We can maybe get away with that, but I think actually just like 1, 2, 3 along here would be better. So let's go there. Oops. Didn't take the awning with me. And yeah, that's pretty good. Did we do something similar over here? Oh no, that was just a single story on this side. Okay. All right. Let's bring that around. And out. Just enough for the window to show. There we go. Okay. Don't mind that. I think we need a little bit of plaster along the bottom of this to sort of tie it into that. Luckily, there are some nice little bits of plaster that just work well. This will go small enough. And in. Okay, I'll just grab the colour. See, there it's white, but here it's weird because that actually looks darker. That actually looks lighter than the white. I mean, it's just the different textures they use in the first place, really, but I think that will be fine. Oops. Yeah, I'm actually happy with that. Now, I wonder if maybe that gets brought down to match those. That probably works, doesn't it? Although I actually still think the height there is needed. So is that okay? Yeah, I think that's okay. Neat. Okay, there's the basic of the structure then. So really, I've kind of built this backwards because we are going to now build something underneath all of this, which is going to be a little tricky to do. But again, we're not going to be using real windows. We'll be using in-game windows because I think, yeah, it's beyond the scope of this series, really. So, but if you want to see me do something a lot more in depth than this, I recommend the Christmas building video I did, the Christmas store for Meanderville. That's basically like a higher level version of this. So I'm going to take this in as well. So we're actually going to just have this sit back there. The whole building will look a little top heavy until we've got a bit further in, but that's okay. Okay, so we're going to go there, oops, there, and there. That's good. Okay, and then we'll go back to our wall settings, find a nice door. Again, Western, I'll be honest with you, not my favourite theme as is, but it does have some of the best sort of generic, especially like period, like doorways and stuff. So we use that one there. We could just use it again with different colours. I think it's probably okay, but no, I think, well, because also we sank it in there as well. We actually made more effort. So, but I think we could probably get away with this one here, because with the different colours and the slightly different setup, I don't think it's going to look too similar. So let's go there. Let's put it into our nice duck blue. I don't know what each of these is doing individually, but sure. Is one of them is the handle, maybe? Nope. No, they're all what they are. That one being a little lighter though, I actually quite like. Yeah, that's good. All right, now we'll have a look at some fence. Let's see, nice plain fence is that one. Oh, I wish there was a few more sort of nicely generic fencing so we didn't have to do everything custom. It's probably going to be this one. I feel like I really overuse this, but the bottom half of this, like ignoring the Vikingness of it, the bottom half of this is a pretty great looking fence. So I think we go to here with this. Take it to the wall, actually. Yeah. There we go there. Kind of want to add some of the orange in here. Is that the only colour? Oh, there we go. Otherwise it's tricky to see. Yeah, I kind of want the orange in here, but I don't think it works. No, I think this needs to be white. And then maybe perhaps looking at that part of this needs to be white. And maybe this becomes that lighter blue. Yes, I quite like that. Okay, we're going to shrink this down ever so slightly. It's about there. And then we'll go back to pillars, I think they're called. Just the sort of very plain wood. Yeah, in fact, we can actually probably use something a bit chamfered here. As long as the white looks good on these. Sometimes the older Planet Coaster 1 stuff that's been ported over, the colours aren't great. In fact, this actually works quite nicely here. It's just very different finish to the fence, but I think we probably run with it. I think the thing that's bothering me is the metal there, so maybe if we just hide that into there, I think that's probably okay. Now, there is a piece in the base game. I don't know if it's come over, and it's basically like a short wooden pole with a ball on the end of it, and it would be absolutely perfect for what I'm doing right now, but I don't think it came across. It was some sort of... No, maybe it did. I think it was a piece of wood. I used it all the time. It was like a post with like a rounded top. It wasn't really a ball on top of it, but it's like a rounded top. I mean, something like this, if the pattern's right, will actually do what we need to do. I think that it's too rough. Yeah, it's a shame because that's kind of what we're looking at. But I guess this matches this. If we make this white, does it look similar? Oh no, it just lets us do... Oh, it doesn't actually let us change the wood on that. That's crazy. So what's this then? Fence post 2. Well, what's fence post 1? Ah, that one. Oh, that's a lot closer to the sort of thing I'm looking for, actually. Let's try that. It's probably got a marbly finish, but it might be okay for what we're working with here. I think we could probably make this work. What we want to do is to cap that off. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. And it even lets us pop a little bit of orange on there. Yeah, happy with that. Okay, that's cool. And then we'll also look at some brackets. We'll bring this here. Something like this. Swing it around. Shrink it down a little. Sit it in here. Probably needs to shrink a little more. Just so it sits there. Again, that needs to be sort of white. There we go. Yeah. Of all of this, just needs to go that way. And get copied over. So where are we sitting there? Just in from the wood. That's fine. From the brick even, sorry. Okay, happy with that. I think that's good. I think this would probably sit a little higher, but I think for now that's probably fine. Does it all look a little top heavy? It does, doesn't it? It's kind of like opposite of force perspective. So I wonder, how do we fix this? I think probably all of that bar this base is on its own building, and we pull it down. I think that's fine. We now come into this building and just take that top layer off because we don't. Oh, it's just not enough. Okay, that's okay. We can keep splitting our buildings. This is why I don't like putting stuff on the workshop. Because they're just, my buildings end up being an utter mess of 1,000 buildings all squished together. Okay, let's have a look at that. That's a little better. It's still, the building's a little top heavy, but we'll keep working on it. Again, this is kind of a happy accidents kind of thing. What's Bob Ross say? There's no mistakes, just happy accidents. Let's take a swig of my tea. There we go. Just to keep me in the zone. There was a nice bay window in the town set from Sorcery. Let's see if we can find it. There's one. There's the other one. There we go. That's the one I'm looking for. Yeah, that's great. Actually, I want to make that a lot bigger. And bring it right down so that the base of the wood there is basically being the base of the the window, sorry. Okay. Let's see what we've got here. Duck blue. That's very dark. But I think it's okay. Bring it over here. And I don't know whether we get 2 in, but maybe we do. Yep, that's fine. I think we come in here and duplicate this. Right. And we'll try and sort of carry on a few of the motifs. Or does that go there? Yeah, I quite like that. Yep, I think that looks pretty good. Do we carry this trim all the way down though? I'm not sure we do. I think that might be a little full on. If we go all the way up. I mean, I suppose we can only try. As it sits there. Oops. Let's see if we can hide that nice without it causing too much problem. It sits back a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah, it's a little mess underneath there. We will clean that up. So, do we hate this? Let's see. I'll do the whole thing. I'll give it the fair shake of the stick. It's a little bit like it's sort of encasing it. I wonder if we just take it up. Yeah, that I think I prefer. One thing I'm going to try is just because I quite like the silhouette of that now. How do we feel about this? I mean, I really love the silhouette of the wood. I just don't love the Viking pattern. I think it's a bit too intense. I think we go with that, though. I don't mind that at all. Obviously, whatever building is next sort of comes up here and neatens this, but otherwise, that's fine. Okay, we'll take this. I kind of wish it didn't have this real dark pin in it, but I'm not completely put off by it. Okay, let's neaten all this up. It's going to go there. Then back just enough. That looks good. And then this. Yeah. So let's split these. So we'll regroup some of this stuff. Are these not on a grid? No. Okay. So there we go. Now I'll put them on a grid and then duplicate them. Okay. Much better ways of doing this, by the way, as well. Do one wall all the way first and then start doing this kind of stuff. Copy the whole wall across, but I don't really work very well that way. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, I mean, this isn't my best building, but I'm not totally upset by it. It is what it is. I think what I would like to do, probably if I had more time, this could have like a little window in the roof here, a little bit of trim on top of it. We'll come into these. This is like castle, spire, tower. I don't know exactly what roof goes with this, because I think if we search for castle, we probably don't find it, because I don't know. It is the same pattern. Okay, but there's only flat or ridiculous angle. But saying that, we can now turn the flat one into what we need, because we can split it and now we can rotate it. I very, very often forget that this is a feature within the game now, but now we can put just enough angle on it to make it work. Let's see. I think it's okay going up to that spire. We go here. Again, I'm not too worried about that, because I think it gets cleaned up by the next building. He says, what I'm going to do over here, I don't know, because this is the edge of the building here. But again, this is not for a video. This is the sort of thing that gets cleaned up in a live stream. All right. Okay, so we'll go there. That's fine. And then, yeah, we can neaten that up with something later on. But otherwise, yeah, I don't mind that. This is very, very, very loosely based on the market house in Disneyland Main Street. I mean, like, as in, it's kind of the same shape. So that's roughly the sort of shape we're going for there. It is, it's really top heavy, but you know what? I haven't played for a little while. You'd let me off, won't you? We'll throw a store inside it, I guess. I suppose, seeing as we are playing with like needs and stuff on, well, let's find out, see what there is that they don't have. Full price, sure. Let's see, guests. I've arrived. That's their positive. The second most positive thought is that they just turned up. So I'm thirsty, I'm hungry. Okay, so souvenir. I think that's always a problem. I don't know whether this thing has been fixed now, but yeah, hunger and thirst seem to be a big thing for us. So let's get some thirsty fixings here then. Not restaurant. Food. Here we go. Soda. Yes. So let's go for a soda. Is this the problem because we're not on the grid? Okay, that's fine. We'll do it separately. Soda. If we go here with this, and then maybe another one as well, juice, and go there. I don't know if that's going to be ideal for pathing, but there we can go path to path. Has that done it? Yeah, there we go. And then we can take the path for this out the front door. Okay. All right. That's fine. And now we'll neaten this up. So how do we do that? It's been a while. Path, customize style, copy texture there. Here, paint. So we need to do the foundation. There we go. That's how we fix that. All right. Away from that. Yeah, okay, happy enough with that. And then here, I don't really want to put path here because they'll clip through. I want them to sort of clip through the door, but not through the walls. So maybe we sort of fake some pavement. What did we do here? Oh, so there we just kind of took the path back to the building. Okay, well, I think we can probably do that at least going back to the overhang, which is like there. Like I'm probably okay with that because then they're not going to clip. Well, let's say they're not going to clip. They're not going to clip much through the building. They'll probably clip here. They'll probably cut around there. But now at least here we can put in a bit of a fake pavement with some plaster. So we'll do that. Just this one will do. Yeah, there we go. Probably fit it to a building of its own. Oops. There we go. And this can just get scaled up. Texture is pretty solid on this. So happy to scale it up a little. That sits back to there. Just enough to work. There we go. And we'll bring this in. Let's see, what color do we have this path as, this rustic path? I think this is probably too dark for this. Yeah, it's a too sort of terracotta-y, but we can use that as a basis to come down into a more acceptable colour there. And then I really love, for this kind of stuff, this castle trim. Which one is it? Not that one. There's another decorative course. I don't think it's called that. It might be called trim. It's part of the fairy tale set, and it looks like 6 bricks in a line. And I can never, ever remember what it's called. This one's probably fine as well, shrunk down. Oh, what's it called? The top of that looks quite nice as well, doesn't it? This is colourable. Okay. We can make this work. Yeah, don't mind this as a curb. That's pretty good. Do we go like that? I think we do. We'll throw this on a group. There we go. I think the scaling of Planet Coaster 2, honestly, if you really had to pick one feature that just, is the defining feature of the game, I think it might be the scaling, because it just makes so many pieces more useful. I mean, this piece, as nice as it was, did not get a ton of use just because of the sort of size of it. So I think seeing it just work as something like that, I think really shows you how good the scaling is as an addition to the game. I have to real clean this up. Okay. So first of all, this has to get shrunk. Boop. And in doing so, it will disappear. Boop. There we go, bring it back. So about there. Okay, take all of it but that. It's about there. And then it's here. Delete that one. Pull that one in. There we go. And then this path actually needs to be cleaned up a little as well. This is going to be tricky, but we'll try it. Okay. Good enough. Just that bit there, isn't it? Look. Oh, perfect. Look at that. Sometimes the game knows what I want it to do. A lot of the time it really doesn't. So this is a bit messy here. I think we cleaned that up with an easy piece of trim. So let's again go back to castle. This one, real good piece for cleaning up this sort of stuff. We can just place that there. Looks like a nice little curb. We'll go there, flip it around, go there, and then just grab them both. Oh, can we do that? They're not on a grid, eh? Has that got them both? Yeah, okay. And we'll scale them up just enough to get them there. Into place. And just neatens that all up nicely. Grounds it a little. That's great. Okay. Okay. Not my best work. But happy enough with that for now. I think if we're going to have a sign on it, the kind of sign I don't know why no music played through the whole of that. I just realised. Let's have a look. Sign. Where do signs live? Oh man, I'm so out of practice. Here, signs. And if there's one that like hangs down, yeah, like one of these. I think there is a couple, isn't there, that like look like they're meant to hang down. This kind of thing. Let's see. We do that there. Like that's kind of what I was thinking, but now where do we have it readable from? Do we have it readable from here? Or do we have it readable that way? I think it's probably that, isn't it? Where it's halfway. Where it's actually on that angle. Yeah, I think that's probably right. So if we put that there. Oh, we can actually have text on it. Let's see what that looks like. Terrible. Alright, yeah, because it's not built to go that way. We could manually do it though, I suppose. Let's see. That's the interior is the duck blue. Exterior is the lighter one. And then on that we then add, there we go. We have a font that does it. So if we turn that there, oh, that's back to front there, and bring it out, and we'll call this Lake. What's the park called? Fairview Lake. So we'll call this Lakeside Plaza. I think that's fine. That's probably the font we want. Nice and light. That looks like it's completely floating off the sign, but then when you do that, it disappears. Let's see. Is it? It really is, isn't it? Is that whole sign just faked to look deep? It can't be, can it? It's got to be. Oh, there we go. We can just be a little bit more subtle about it. There we go. Okay, so we'll call it Lakeside Plaza. And I'll bring it around this way as well. Okay, what do we call the other side? I've just realised. Fairview Gifts Emporium. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, Lakeside Plaza works well for this. Let's go in and find a post to connect it. We'll work off this one. One of these probably does what we need. Ooh, okay. Halfway. Oh, there we go. See it that way. Ooh, come on. There you go. Up there. And there. And that's probably fine. Okay. Lakeside Plaza. Gifts is for the most part done. Probably needs a little tweak here and there, but hoping to be able to live stream again soon, so we'll be looking at fixing this kind of thing in there. I think the only other thing it needs is something on the top of this one, which also sits on the top of this one. So how about we take a look at some flag posts. So we have, what's this? Oh, that's a wacky wavy inflatable armband thing. Okay, so that one, no. Are they maybe called banners? Yeah, there we go. So these are the ones that have a nice wave in their wind. So we find one of these that we don't hate. It's probably that one actually. Okay. So let's bring this over here because we're probably going to do this. Probably going to use this a few times. So I really feel like the teal colour is the sort of main colour, but then orange is going to be where we get some nice highlight. Teal and orange go very well together. Can we really not change that one bit of the flag? Insane. There we go. That one becomes all orange at least. Is that the one we have to use then? That one is all orange. That one is not all orange, but actually, what's the back? Oh, this is better actually because this is much plainer. This is the one we'll use. Okay, so orange. Where's white on this flag? Is it different on the other side? No. That's strange. Okay, so orange. There we go, and then that one teal. No, we just can't change the inside colour of this then? Man, some of the choices in this game are wild. Okay, let's do that. Let's find a flagpole. There's only that one with the flag on it. Is that usable? That looks usable to me. Yep, okay. Shrink that down a little. And then sphere. Bring it right down. There we go. And then that and that. Oh. That and that. Both. Well, let's put all these in a group then. That and that both become grey. This comes away ever so slightly, and we put some rope Where's our longest piece of rope? There. Oops. And then we flip that around, shrink it. So, I'll bring it right down, just to add a little bit of, oops, a little bit of detail. Okay, hit that there. Oops, it's not quite. We got little sausage link ropes there. There we go. Okay. All right, let's do this then. We'll bring it up here. Throw it in the middle there. Slightly off on how that moves. Let's do that. There we go. There we go. And then pull it all the way over here. And remember, because I know it's difficult, you want to rotate this, but don't, because they all need to face the same way, because the wind would be blowing them the same way. There we go. That's great. They're maybe a little big. Let's see if we can shrink the whole thing down a little bit. The rope's not going to change much, but that's okay. Whee! Yeah, I think that's okay like that. There we go. Yeah, and then we'll just copy that over. Down a little. And yeah, there we go. Yep, little things like that, just add, tie it together, that's good. And then again, these are, you gotta imagine these are very much in situ. There's going to be a couple more buildings this way with an archway that takes it down to there. We'll sort of box it all in. It'll look great, but for now, I don't think that's terrible for the first one back. I don't know. We'll get into the swing of things. I'm sure all the comments are going to say that it's great and you're all very sweet, but I don't believe you. Okay, we're open these up, let people get drinks. There we go, and we'll see as they walk by. Let's see how they get in it. Well, these new people aren't going to, are they? Because they're new, but they are. There we go. As long as they walk roughly where the door is, I'm happy enough with that. Perfect. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. Until the next one, be good.